Hi, welcome back to the Shrader Show. I'm Amy Shrader with RE/MAX Real Estate 10, and we are continuing our series of frequently asked questions regarding real estate. Today, I want to talk with you a little bit about what is the difference between a real estate agent and a realtor. Obviously, both of them have to meet the state's requirements to become a licensed agent. So the big difference is that a realtor is actually a member of the National Association of Realtors. That happens when we join our association. And you may say, well, that's not that big a difference. But if you're a member of the National Association of Realtors, then we have a code of ethics that we have to swear to adhere to when we join, okay? And again, a lot of people say, well, big deal. But the code of ethics has 17 different articles, and those have standards of practice. Those are much more restrictive and confining on how we can conduct our business than just the general state guidelines, okay? And even the first article, which kind of sets the tone for the code of ethics, says that we must be honest with all consumers, and we have to put the client's interest above our own, all right? So that kind of sets your pace for what the code of ethics is. I have to put my client's interest ahead of my own. Some of the other things that are covered in the code of ethics, I cannot exaggerate or misrepresent a property. So if you call me with questions, I can't misrepresent the property. I can't not tell you any adverse facts about the property that I am aware of, okay? I have to disclose any personal interest that I may have in a property. So if I'm selling a property and it is, my dad's, mom's, brother, sister, whoever's house, I have to let you know that when you call me. If it's my own house, I have to let you know that. If I'm looking to buy a house and I call to schedule an appointment, I have to make that known that I'm looking for it for my own personal interest and not on behalf of a client. I have to give a client a copy of all their paperwork whenever we sign it. So if we're listing the home, I have to have a copy right there ready to give to that client upon signature. If you're buying a house, I have to give you a copy of that paperwork, at the same time that I'm getting yours signed. So that kind of sounds like a common sense thing, but you'd be surprised at how many people don't want to carry 2 copies of the paperwork, number one. So they'll get their first copy signed and then just scan a copy to that person whenever they get back to the office. And technically that is a code violation. So we cannot discriminate. So based on race, color, sex, national origin, handicap, familial status, sexual orientation, or gender, I have to deal with everyone exactly the same. And that's something that you want. You don't want to be discriminated against. And even though we like to think that that no longer happens, it actually does happen quite a bit. So as a realtor, we are not allowed to discriminate against any kind of those protected classes. I have to be truthful in my advertising. So if I'm running an ad, I have to be very upfront that I am a realtor. I'm a real estate agent. I'm soliciting to get business from you. So I can't do a bait and switch type tactic. As a realtor, I cannot badmouth my competition. Again, you would think that would be common sense, but we're not allowed to do that. And then another one is that we are not allowed to try and steal another realtor's client. And an example of that would be, let's say I set up a showing on another agent's house on their listing, and I go to show it and the seller of the house is actually there. I can't start talking to them about, hey, why don't you list that house with me? I can't try to poach the client, okay? Now, if you're listed with another realtor and you're not happy with their services and you want to reach out to me, that does allow me to talk to you, but I can't give you any kind of counsel as to how to get out of your contract with that other agent. But I can discuss with you listing your home once that other contract has been terminated, okay? So again, there's 17 articles in the Code of Ethics. Those all have standards of practice, which just make sure that you're being dealt with honestly and fairly, okay, as the consumer. So we are required to take a new Code of Ethics class once every 2 years as part of our continuing education. So the next time that you're looking to buy another home, or if you're looking to sell your home, make sure you find out, are you dealing with a real estate agent or are you dealing with a realtor? If you have a question that you'd like to see answered here, please feel free to leave a comment or send me a message, and I'd be happy to answer it for you in a future edition. Thanks so much. And again, I'm Amy Shrader with The Shrader Show.